Hello, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. I'm going to look at a book, The Textual History of the King James by David Norton. Now, David Norton, he is a reader at Victoria University in Oceania. I forget if it's in New Zealand or Australia. This particular book, I was just noticing, I bought it several years ago. It had a $95 price tag. It was put on the shelf on March 29th, 1995. So it lets you know how long I have had this book. So it's fascinating. What he's done, he's kind of been commissioned by Cambridge to update the King James Version. And when I say update, to actually try to go all through the pieces, like Boyce's notes, like one of the Bishop's Bible, Selden's notes that they found, one of the 40 Bishop's Bibles that they had from 1602, red line to be able to write notes. King James translators. Ward Allen has really helped on that. So he's considered to be very much of an authority on the King James Version of the Bible and all of its iterations. And he's actually came out with the New Cambridge Paragraph Bible, which is not very popular. I've got one, but what he tried to do was to restore what he considered to be, based on all of the notes, the original text that the King James translators intended, because Barker, in doing the tedious process of printing in 1611, might have made a letter error. It was very common in those days to do that. And so he's tried meticulously to do that. He probably failed. One of the criticisms he gets is it's been said, well, so he's saying there's never been a King James Bible yet, that there's never been a Bible out there that the King James translators wanted. But one thing about this book is just, like I write myself notes in there, the number of notes in the KJV margin. He had a footnote error on page 123. You can see I've turned the pages down for things that I want to look at. So it's interesting reading, and it's fascinating, and it's got a lot of information in it. But at the same time, maybe some of his conclusions I would disagree with, and that type thing. But one quote, let's see here. Let me just read you this that he writes on page 114. He said, "The decade of the 1760s marks a watershed in attitudes to the King James Bible. Where previously it had little or no positive literary reputation, it now became generally agreed to be a great work of English literature, something that popular feeling and the tide of critical opinion agreed in loving and revering. Some 70 years after Blaney's edition, 1769, Henry Hallam put the point succinctly. The style of this translation is in general so enthusiastically praised that no one is permitted either to qualify or even explain the grounds of his approbation. It is held to be the perfection of the English language." And this is from a book, Protestantism, the Collected Writings of Dr. Thomas de Quincey, in 1847 and 1848. So, now ideas of perfection as literature seem to run together with ideas of perfection as religion, as translation, as text. As early as in the 1960s, new translations were received with encouragement, but by the 1780s, neophobia had set in. Now, to reform the text of the Bible would have appeared to the ignorant little less than a change of a national religion. So, what they were saying is, if you went to change King James Version of the Bible, you would have changed the whole religion of the nation. So, little tidbits in here, a lot of information, good book. I think you can get it much less expensive now on Amazon in their used section. So it's just a good book to have, showing all kinds of things about the King James Version of the Bible. But again, maybe some of his, if you're a King James Bible person, you may not agree with all of his conclusions, but eat the food, spit out the sticks. Have a great day in Jesus.